Hi, I'm the Gamer Lad, and today I'm going to be painting a Warhammer 40k model in Ork Weird Boy using just these acrylic markers that I have right here. This is something I've seen other people do before, and it sounded really fun, so I thought I should give it a try and actually see how it is. Way different setup than my normal for everything, so if there's audio issues and so forth, please let me know. What, call it call it the fish exchange? I'm gonna have to catch up what you're saying there. Um, Anyways, though, I'm gonna be playing some Warhammer 40k Dark Tide official soundtrack in the background as well. It's gonna be probably more of a chill stream, and let's see what we can do. So here's the model a little bit. Where I get the music going. Okay, see, I do not have the bass. I'll do that separately, and we're gonna do as much as we can as well. So let me get this music going, and we can get into this. How's everybody doing today? Down a little bit. There. There we go. Almost set up. Great, good. Yes, I love the Dark Tide soundtrack. I need it for stuff. Channel point so we pay for what? Channel point to make so we can pay for story time. That'd actually be fun. I could do something like that with donations or whatever. Yeah, the Dark Tide soundtrack is so great. So we have a variety of colors here. Okay, and tell me if there's audio issues. Bumping my microphone. Adjust. Okay, this has 3 boxes in here, and the first one, I'll open it up. We have our, why is it locked weird? Unlock! We got these colors. Okay? To line it up. It's backwards for me on my screen. Oh, I know, disposal unit is like my favorite. I put that into the guard video that I've been working on. Yeah, we got some colors here. So here's the first wave. Okay? So these are not official Games Workshop colors, which I'm used to using, mainly Citadel, a little bit of Army Painter with their speed paints. But we're going to try our best here to see what we can do. We got some pretty colors. We might need a little bit of the blue for some energy effects or something, but our main ones are going to be green and honestly like a copper color and probably a little bit of black on these little like tendril looking things right here. I am trying to plan a community game this week. It will probably be Helldivers, but I'll have some more info on that as the week continues. I'll also talk about some lore as we go through this about Ork Weird Boys and why they're called Weird Boys, and why all their staffs are basically just a stick with copper wrapped around it. Now, we don't have a normal copper color, so we're going to have to do our best with this orange and maybe this like silvery one. I am doing my best to pay attention everywhere. So, these are our greens. I'm wondering where we should start with this guy, because we could start with the green. Start with, like, his cloak. Why don't... We could also do the base. Why don't we start with him? So let's pick a green here. Let me move these other markers out of the way. Out of the music up there. Just... Ooh. I don't know the names for all of them, but... Oh, which one was that? There was another boss one. I want to say it was fighting like the twins or something. That was a really fun one. What green do we want here? Got a variety. I feel like we either want to go a lighter. What's this called? Do you have a color name? G34. Immorte Imperial. Is that the one that I'm thinking of? If it is, then that one. Yeah, that's a good one. So I'm in between on these colors. Right now I'm looking at this one. And let me look at these 3 real quick. Okay, I think we're down to these 3. Any suggestions? Separate them. Bar, I guess that's your right. This is my left. Why is it backwards? This hand? Or Weird Boy? Right? That's how we can kind of... Is there anyone in chat that has any opinions on anything? T-34, 12 o'clock. Range... Why are you talking about T-34 tanks? So, while we wait for some opinions on color, the Ork Weird Boy, the one reason they're weird is unlike other orcs, they actually do not like to be around other orcs. The reason is because they have more access to... They're a psyker, so they have more access to the WOG energy of the orcs. And being around a bunch of orcs with all that makes them have a chance to explode. Sometimes, some orc weird boys have special powers. and can cast basically spells. Or sometimes all the staff does is prevent them from violently exploding, and they basically supercharge it, and then once the boss goes, oh, that weird boy's about to pop, they throw him in that direction, and then they just start exploding. Like an actual psychic explosion. It kind of depends. The lighter one feels like for a good top-down. This one, in my opinion. The darker one should be, for darker places. So you're saying these two. So get rid of that middle one. You're saying light, and then for dark corners. Give it a second. It should start back up. Why did it say continue watching? Yes, I'm right. Hello. Problem. There. Yeah, it said continue watching. Thanks for letting me know that. There, that's what I was looking. This is Immortal Imperium. This is a good one too. It starts slow and then picks up. Okay, so I think we'll start with the lighter one to get going. If I get really quiet, I'm very focused. But I will do my best to keep speaking. Why does my pinky look so weird? I've broken this hand before. Fun fact, I've mentioned that story. Going off on tangent here. Kinda, see, it's kind of screwy. Because it wasn't a fun time. I got a bad injury, let's say. Let's just start this. I had to adjust all the lighting in here too. And so it's like kind of hard to see. I'm gonna do my absolute best. Because earlier when I had more lights on, there was this nasty glare above, and it was awful. Absolutely awful. Oh, there's the Ork Boss. I will say, using the fine tip of the acrylic is kind of nice. It kind of makes it easy to, like, get in there. I think you were right. This light green, I think there's a few spots I want to use the dark. See how well you can see that. It looks like it's a little bit darker on my on the camera, but in person it's just a little bit lighter. Okay. Oh, okay, boss. That is okay. I read orc. That was my bad, not yours. You spelled it right. But yeah, this green looks like it's turning out pretty nice. I know I don't know if Age of Sigmar has it, but normal old world and fantasy, the orcs had actual like normal spells, not WoW energy basically, so they worked a bit differently. And the shamans, there was a spell. I think it's the fist. I think there's a fist and a foot of Gork. And so one was a giant fist and it would just crush them. The other one, you just see a massive like green foot and then it just steps on them, and it was hilarious. And first time I saw that in Total War, I was like, I was just sitting there just like dying. I was like, what the hell? Because I mean, I was getting attacked by the orcs. And as I watched it, I was just like dying of laughter because I've never seen a giant foot or fist just spawn in and crush my units. I was like, what the hell? I've been fighting demons and like other empire, like traders and stuff. That's crazy. Hi, welcome, Mr. Minecraft Enderman. I can see one problem as I'm using this is that the fine tip of the acrylic marker does start to fade really quickly. Like it gets damaged constantly. Compared to a brush you can take better care of. So I could see that being a problem, but assuming these are easier to replace, it shouldn't be a big deal. Also, these aren't as fine as some of my brushes, so it's a little hard to get in there, I won't lie. So for bigger event streams, I'll be using the main channel, and then the second one, GamerLad Live, is where I'm going to do, I don't want to say less thought out, but it's more like I just want to finish Mechanicus 2 as an example, and if it's nothing super crazy or whatever, I'm just going to put, it's almost like I don't want to say a let's play, but it's a little more on those vibes, and it's going to be the personal stories and everything like that. As I mentioned, I have a few in works right now. I started scripting. Oh no, I got it on his armband. I'll raise this up a little. Also, was sent. What? Usually I forgot the game where you control units in a medieval era. Yeah, chat as units. Oh, that's actually interesting concept. But he got in trouble from that. Like the game freaked out, or like because he was live with it. Like which one did it? Ooh. It's completely out of focus, or like you can't see anything at all. Like if I am painting over here and not in this general rectangle, let me know. I'll come right back. Yeah, chat unit game. Oh, the game freaked out when he was what? In the mod. Oh yeah, there's some really cool mods actually, so you can like play games with chat and stuff. I know a lot of TikTokers use it like all the time. The orcs have been growing on me more and more. I used to have like such a strong disdain, just being the comedic relief, but getting more different perspectives on it, and also just enjoying like the Mad Max vibes, I guess you could say, of some of the things like the trucks and everything. I've grown very fond of them. I think that's the word I'm trying to use. I cannot get in there. Come on. Ew. Not a... Is that his stomach? Or a... I think it's his stomach. Okay. So hard to get these recesses. Okay, I think I'll use the dark on his feet. Kind of what I'm thinking. What? All gone. The Illuminati took out everything. Detroit. No! What do you mean? The Illuminati is the Illuminate. I'm gonna say Illuminate because that's more fun. What do you mean the Illuminate took over Detroit and Ohio? They can only have one of them. We need one of them. What are you talking about? What? No. Want to know a fun fact about the Locust from Gears of War, right? Depends. They have some pretty messed up fun facts. If it's approved. Oh no. Which Locust then? Dude, I need to move the like view a little bit closer. Sorry. Oh, the actual yeah, sure. The light tank. I know the tank, but I also don't know the tank. Like I know for a fact I've seen it. I know what you're talking about, but I feel like I don't know the name then of the tank. I'll need to search that. I hate when you were spray painting and then you realize while painting that you missed a section, and then you're really annoyed because you're like, oh, completely missed a spot. Honestly, that green is turning out okay. It's a little bit darker on a little bit. Here, I keep moving backwards. Go forward. There, got it. There was plans to change the gun to a mortar, like a normal mortar. What do you mean? 67% said what? No, ew, really? Why is that? People on Red App, I can't say it. TikTok gets mad. What? Why? What? Why no ew for the markers? Whoa. Now that he was never produced like a custom mortar. Okay. I'm guessing it's at least 110 like millimeter. It's probably for infantry though, and light positions, not other vehicles. An anti-tank mortar would be an interesting concept though. That's for sure. Okay, I got a good chunk of his arm. A few little dots here and there that we're definitely gonna have to keep going over. Crevice there. I could try using the dark to go down like some of the muscle contours, but let's hold for a minute. Try to get his head now. Well, there's so many wogs! Wog for the wog god? For the machine god? Who are you following at this point? Do you think the orcs' belief... Here's a question for all chat. Do you think that all the orcs' belief does affect the Emperor to an extent? Genuine question here. Yes, you do. I think the Churchill, I think the American mortar, but instead of snapping back, it was loaded in the tank. Oh. I think I see what you're talking about. I definitely would need to search this later, too. I know it's not the same thing, but when I used to play so much Battlefield 1. Okay, now I want to play Battlefield 1. But when I was playing so much Battlefield 1, one of my favorite things was using the mortar truck. And I would just sit there and mortar people. And since it's a small truck and not a full tank, it was easily ignored. And I could easily, like, get away. And I was really good at, like, harassing points. So it allowed us to either create an opportunity in our defense to get a break sometimes, or just weaken the enemies, or, yeah, so forth down the line. Eyebrow. I got a green face now. Wog! Right, go into focus. Wog! I believe churches are very good. What? Spooks. Oh, I've seen some of Spooks and stuff before. Not recently, but I've seen some of his older videos. I actually did like the actual real life lore ones, I guess you could say, about some of the videos. Oh, it's been live for 14. Why does YouTube not... Damn it, dude, you made me say it! Why? I don't want to throw the model. I was trying to have a more extreme reaction and just be like... But, you know, I didn't want to risk breaking this. I've already broken my war track so many times on the blade. Okay, you know what? I have it nearby. I'm going to grab the war track. I want to show this. I'm complaining about it. War tracks are first to the fight. I will not be painting this today. Okay. Here's his axe. Oh, back a little bit. Here's the axe. Okay? It snapped off. Like, multiple times. Get a stress. Oh, I should get a stress ball. It's genius. So ADHD, I can't even... Yeah, this thing had bent, and then it snapped, right? It was, like, just bent, and then I snapped it, and then tried to re-glue it, and it was okay. And then a little bit of pressure started bending it again. Just doing this microscopic little bend. If this is the little thing, just bent just a tiny bit, and then I touch it and went snap. And, yeah, it's just been a whole thing. Also, Dawn of War, I love their line for this thing of war tracks first to the fight. Anyways, the new video, the guard video added to Helldivers, I have quite a few voice lines from the old Dawn of War. I should use the Craggle. That'd be a much better thing. Also, what was it? Naming the wars World War I, War II is so lazy. Like, yeah, the world has been at war 2 times. Let's just number it. We all know we'll do it. Shh, no. Let's pretend like we won't. Okay? That's going. We're about to enter, like, the Great Filtering Theory or something like that. What a scary concept, too. The idea that there's a lot of other races out there in the galaxy, basically other species, and then the filter is basically whether or not we nuke each other. For lack of better words. Can we get past that point? That's the short of it. Nice. So we're going to get a little bit of his legs now. Song is playing. This one's creepy. By Scorpius tank the gun with the putting the guy in it, so I decided to just make my guy just be... Oh yeah, honestly, sometimes that's even easier because, like, I have some heavy weapon squads, and some of them I have the people separate from the weapons for my Cadians, because otherwise they're kind of a pain to paint. It can be really difficult. Like this is an example. I'll bring the war track back. This can be difficult because, see the guy here in the front, right? He can be kind of a pain because he's stuck in there. So it can be really difficult to paint. So it's totally fine, like how you're talking about for your Scorpius tank, to put the guy in, like, after. Do a favor of the machine gun and shoot... No! Why not study it with the Magus Biologus, huh? You ever think about that? Okay, let's get his other knee now. This current song is like this eerie vibe. I feel like some weird alien level or something. I actually think we got majority of his, like, skin now. I know I'm hitting his teeth a little bit here, but it's back over. There's these little spots that I can't get where I'll probably have to use a brush later, but we're gonna get as far as I can with this, because that's the point of this, and that's what's gonna make it more fun. The song that plays when you discover a secret that turns the whole worldview upside down. Me learning about quantum entanglement. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to let you guys figure it out on your own. Also, I know the no mag... So every now and then, Barrow, there's a few things that you don't have to use magnets for. And it's pretty great, honestly, when you don't have to. In what? Oh, wait. Is this a song? Oh, no, this is Night Strider. This is a good one, too. You think there's an American Buddha monk who paints Warhammer figures and then with the 50 cal? That's very American. You're 100% on. Okay. So there are a lot of people have weapons in the U.S. Turg, but actually 50 cal is not the most common one, to put it lightly. That is a massive round, and even if you're using something smaller, like at a 500, you know, it's just because the bullet size. Yeah. Unless you get a musket. Muskets do shoot 50 calibers, by the way. Okay. Oh, I did forget his hands, but we're gonna get his feet real quick. All the freaks out there. So I have shaky hands, and so I guess this is the thing for everyone out there with like painting. If you have problems or scared to paint, I naturally shake a little bit, and sometimes it can be pretty bad, right? I just have a slight tremor sometimes. Always have a little bit, especially when I'm trying to focus, ironically, because I'm trying to not shake. So I don't shake as much if I have strong motions. There are tricks to reduce it, and if I can do it, you can paint. And like, I have overlap here. Like, I'm just gonna paint here as an example, right? I just got paint here. Back a little bit. I just got paint there. You can paint over it. There's things that you can do to make up for it. So just something for people to keep in mind. Like, don't just, oh, I'm bad at painting, be a reason to not try and paint. If you don't want to, then don't do it, right? That should be a more valid reason than, oh, I just don't have the skill. I've seen some of my first things are not that great. I can promise you, I look at some of my old paint jobs and I'm like, ugh. But I've gotten a lot better and taken the time. That's just part of it. I have 50 cals and LMGs and shotguns and 1911 pistols, and you get a free hamburger with the purchase. Well, the hamburger part's true. Everything else, no. There's actually a lot of people that don't have them. It's just that a lot of people collect them as well. And yeah. Try to get, there's a little spot on the back of the foot in the rags. Okay. And not that you can really see, but I am getting paint on the terrain in there, as I mentioned. That's okay though, because I'm going to go back over it later. So one thing, this does take up most of the base, but what I'll do once I put it on the base is I have a little bit of this gravel and like glue, and I'll put it on the edges around it to make it look really good. Honestly, that dark green. This is almost, compared to a brush, more precise to an extent until the tip starts to like wither down as you use it though. But ignoring that part, it's so precise that you almost have to like, the paint doesn't spread easily, basically. I feel like that's actually true. I'm not gonna lie. I could see that being true. Did we do his hands the darker green or stick with that lighter? I did his feet the dark, because I was thinking like, oh, he steps and stuff. They might need to be more calloused or whatever. Why don't we do the light to keep it a little more consistent? I'm fine with the feet being, because they're like calloused or whatever. As I said, like literally twice now, but whatever. Why am I saying whatever so much? I'm drinking my Pepsi. Today I have a Pepsi. I do have a Dr. Pepper. This is still Gamer Lad. Those are some nails. I don't know if I'll go to that level. Okay. Where I can see this be nice too is like with speed paints, is to be really quick. If you have some super project, do it probably the classic way. Also, if you're doing eyes, you can, there's white, they're like pens though, not markers, and you can just like dab, and then there's super fine point, and you can just to create like the iris of an eye, not iris, the dot of an eyeball. For Warhammer figures, an art piece that you have just hanging around, like in the area, or something you use, or like where they show the business cards. So it depends. You can just have it on display, but there is actually a tabletop game with it. So if like these two guys are fighting, they use inches. So it's like this guy. Let's say this rocket on here has I don't know, 12-inch range. Okay, we're within 12 inches, so he can fire. Roll some dice. Dice lands on whatever his hit roll is. Let's say it's a 4 up. So 4, if you roll a 4 or higher, it means you hit. Then you keep going through the dice stuff and so forth down the line. But yes, so it is a game. If you want to see just the art side of it, look up something called The Golden Demon. There's some crazy art pieces there. Pepsi, who are you? What have you done with the gamer lad? I actually like Pepsi quite a bit too. Dr. Pepper is my go-to. I still have one nearby. I would not travel without it. Travel to my office from the Dr. Pepper storage location. It's quiet as the music's just going. Yeah, when I try to get these certain details, I start to retract to my face. If you can't see it, let me know. Alone in the... Oh, that concept. That kind of goes with the Fermi paradox a little bit of, like, we're either the last in the universe, or we are the first of everyone, and we're basically going to be the forerunners. So that kind of just goes into what you believe. There's a lot of issues with the Fermi paradox, though. But, yeah, I like the more of the theory that... It was a fun idea. I've seen people make some fun, like, stories, I think, on, like, Reddit or something like that. And it's the idea that we're kind of like Subnautica, that we're in an ecological dead zone. And no one besides, like, the random space rednecks want to come and see what's going on. So they're just like, huh? What's, yeah, sure. There's some fun things down in the hills or whatever. But we're the cryptids in the hill. Because we live in, like, this ecological dead zone with a bunch of death worlds, for lack of better words. It was an interesting little theory and concept. Yeah, that turned out pretty good. Overall, I forgot about his tongue. Oh, what would do with that? Have to get his teeth. All his teethies. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Hello, Marky. You should try... Why should I try... Oh, thank you for the like, by the way. So you're saying I should try War Thunder? Sorry if I missed your message. TikTok doesn't always connect with Caster Labs, by the way. So if I ever miss your message, that is why. Which I'm actually going to leave that here. Let me type this real quick. I have to step slightly away because of the angle of all this. Just wanted to put that in TikTok, saying if I miss your message, Cash Labs can take some time to catch up. It doesn't always work right away with TikTok, but yeah. But I'm gonna mix some Pepsi with that. Actually could be really good. I don't have normal Pepsi. I have the Pepsi with wild cherry and cream. It's good flavor. Which song is playing off the top of my head? Just the main theme. Okay, I have a playlist going, and it just switched from the playlist. It just has the whole soundtrack in them. Yeah, War Thunder. Why is that, Marquis, if I may ask? Also, I need to catch up with all the other messages. There are 4 aliens in the universe. Us, Rocky, Astrophage, and the Amoeba. Humanity would be alone in the universe as a whole. I know, there's like, mathematically it doesn't make sense. If the universe is 2 Googleplexes big, which is their predicted size, then that means there's a 1-to-1 copy of you who's lived the same life mathematically. Doesn't mean it's true. The aliens too far away. We haven't gotten Love Island radio. They haven't gotten Love Island radio signals. The season just ended of that. I don't watch a lot of those. I'm just gonna call them army shows. My girlfriend likes it, and whenever those types of shows are on, though, I'll just kind of like, if I'm bored, sit there and be like, I'm not interested, but I'm watching. No clue what's going on. I won't check back in for another like 8 episodes, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's some drama right there. It's just something I do sometimes. Because you'll see your teammates do dumb stuff. War Thunder's better with friends. But yeah, it's one of those games where there's a lot of fun games out there. But it's only fun because, like, you're playing with friends. But I do have War Thunder. I don't know if it's installed. It's free. But I've played World of Tanks before, so maybe I'll give it a try soon. If I do, is there suggested things to play, tank, vehicle, whatever they have? You know what I'm trying to ask. Suggestions of how to start playing War Thunder. Marky, which I don't know. I mean, that's valid. Thank you for the suggestion, too. We are going to need black for some of these cables. We're going to copy some of the other stuff. We have white if there's any mess-ups. We are good. I don't think we'll need gold. I'm thinking we have a darker or a lighter silver. I know you can't see the biggest difference here, but there is a difference. I can get them close. Darker or lighter silver? We got preferences about the 70s before coming here, so it's all slang. I've seen the jokes about that actually, Turg. I love that idea. It's super fun. But You say it's good if you you will be a Sherman. Tell. I'm not saying the number. You can't make me. Do you think the darker? This one. They're literally so close in shade. Like, you can barely tell. This one's darker. They are so close in shade. Okay. That has a cable. That has a cable. Probably do copper there. Actually, we should probably get that the strap on his shirt first, real quick. So then if I mess up, I can go back over with, like if I get it on the metal part, I can go back over, you know, with the metal first. You know, yeah, English. I know words, I swear. Yeah, what? But you'll be in the shirt. I speak from experience. Oh, okay, so the Sherman's like the one to go when trying War Thunder to start off with? I already know I can't do the planes because I suck with planes in video games for some reason. I always have. I got meh when I was playing Star Wars Squadrons. That was like my best. I'll take a look at that one. We've got seconds. Very, very, very tight spot. Trying to not get it on a bunch. Got a little bit on his arm, but that's okay. What am I reading? If you try War Thunder, Germany for ground tree, and USSR America for air. Really, Berkey. Also, thank you for the like. I don't know why I can't say the name. It was just confusing me. Sherman is weak as... Oh, so don't use the... Okay. Good gun, horrible armor. Fast reload if you hit the right spot. Germany, great armor, good gun, horrid speed. I'm not surprised on that. And turn on gun. Yeah, I'm not surprised on that either. That fits accurately. The amount of military secrets that have been exposed in Warhammer is crazy. 101% of true future path to humanity is becoming a spacefaring to exploit different planets and one with life for its trees because we killed our... Honestly, trees are one of the rarest things potentially in the universe ever. If we are trading with aliens, we might trade trees as an export because they are so rare within the universe. No, I bumped his hand! I should have done these straps first. Oh. Okay, my headset that I'm wearing has a microphone, right? And I definitely just painted it on accident. USR, great speed on horrid traverse, good. TD being tank destroyer. Oh, yeah. There, I'm guessing you play, because your name's Barrow the Pilot, I'm going to take a wild guess that you've played a fair amount of War Thunder and you usually do planes, correct? If you mainly do tanks, your name's Barrow the Pilot, you should be Barrow the Tank Driver. Bingo! Did I just win bingo? The retirement home? What do I get? Do I get a coupon to Golden Corral? Okay, who goes to Golden Corral? I've been once when I was like really young, because that's when they had the chocolate fountain, and I was like, Mom, take me to Golden Corral. And my cousins and I begged her, and we went, and then he was so grossed out by the chocolate fountain, and I didn't understand fully why, and then I turned my head and see this little kid who's been sneezing, touching his nose, like eating boogers and stuff, go, and just like put his whole hand in it, and I was like, oh, that's disgusting. And as a kid, even, I was like, I understand, yeah. Yes, when I went on a trip to DC. Yeah, the one time. Golden Corral for old people then? Or... Is that what we're getting at here? Russian bias. Honestly, humanity has the ability to be the coolest. We do. But no, we have to destroy it. I know, right? Humanity problems, am I right? Gotta be destructive for no apparent reason. Because the God Emperor demands it. No Xenos here. Wow, so some of this bled and got onto the skin area, so that's a bit harder. Now that we have... Oh, there's one more strap. Okay, this is where it's like I'm really struggling. Getting into these little recesses here, right? But I'm doing my best. Like, extremely difficult. I probably chose a bad model for this. I got enough of it, or I will be satisfied with that. Let's go on to the metal, and then we'll try to clean up, like, the skin. Ooh, what? What about, wait. It was broke? Oh, the chocolate that, yeah. Is good for AirTech. Really, Marky? Just copy and paste from other nations. Oh, yeah, I think America sold a lot to them. Okay, where was I trying to... What if aliens do know our existence, but because the amount of time we fight each other and refuse to interact with us, they refuse to interact with... Honestly, that would make a lot of sense. They're just seeing what will happen with, like, nature or something. We managed to build a the Hadron Collider and can turn lead into gold, and a video game where... No! I'm not finished. So, metal. Painting metal. Wow. So on the more open areas, much easier to use these pens. But I will say, when it gets like into a tight recess or something, it's actually extremely difficult. So I could say right now, this will probably not be my best paint job. I'm going to do my best. Let's try our best here. I'll catch up with chat in 1 second. I want to finish pressing. I have some plans later to record another one of those episodes. Probably going to be talking about the Primarchs act. Specifically, the ones we're not supposed to be talking about. Missing number 2 and number 11. It's good. What about for ground and air? Is it? Yeah, I'll catch up a little. Also, US is best for its variety of landscape. Maybe all aliens don't want to interact with us because that disc we sent out had... Potentially, I've seen that exact actual thing you're saying before. It's really funny to think about. It's also like, hey, what if they thought that was like an act of war or something? I need to think of how I'm going to do some copper. So either I can try to just use one of these oranges or put it on top of the silver. I'm kind of feeling like I'm going to try this darker orange, I think, first. And kind of see how it goes with it. Is one of the best jets in the game. Is it? I just suck with, like, using planes in any video game. I'm not going to lie. I really do. What do we think of the copper color? I'll try my best to get it to focus. But what do we think of that copper color? We likey? C. W. What's that you're saying to try, Marky? I don't know a lot of abbreviations, I will say, especially for War Thunder. I know very little. Obviously, Weird Boys do have some power still, especially if they aren't just used as a way to spontaneously combust, for lack of better words, but they can, I think it's like brain burster or something like that, and they can pop heads with it. We saw the one where, since if they don't explode and still can control their Wog power, we saw in the Armageddon trailer, they send out a burst of Wog or psychic energy, and it could pop the heads of like everyone in the surrounding area, including friendly orcs, and they would actually explode if not for the staff keeping them like going. Help control that Wog energy if you just get a stick and wrap some copper wire around it. A lot of with the orcs, by the way, they don't learn necessarily. It might be very light learning of like, I noticed when I put ammo in the Imperium weapon, it tends to work again. But otherwise, a lot of the things they know is all instinctual, actually. They learn stuff. Oh, digital combat simulator. Oh, okay. Oh, more complicated than I'm guessing it goes like all out, like way more detailed. Change the music, the Rock and Stone soundtrack, maybe. Flying planes in video games because a lot easier if you just focus on flying and not landing. That is true. And yes, Copper Coupler, thank you. No cool fighting music. Why? I crave disposal unit. It's more complicated one. Look up the player setup for D. I will check that out later. I'm curious. There's a story one time where only the orcs that were near Weird Boys were not unaffected, but basically the Mechanicus made a machine that was like affecting them, and so they started just fighting each other. It was like too much law energy or something weird like that. And since they were just fighting each other, I need to tap back on. There was one, I think Stompa, and it's because they had the Weird Boy, most of the crew was okay, and then using the Weird Boy, they were able to get close and eventually destroy it in the end. What? Donate, right. You reacted, where's that? Oh, it might be uploading to Caster Lab, Barrow. Sometimes TikTok doesn't send the words to Caster Lab, but I am responding. Okay, so I need to do some touch-up on... Actually, why don't we hold a little bit longer first? Now what we're going to do is using the silver at the bottoms of... Oh wait, is that what I think we're playing? No, it's just the Immortum again. I'm just skipping ahead. You generally recreate an F-16 in their house and call a mid. I know people. I've seen some crazy setups in the past before. People go crazy with some things, and then just be like, eh. I always thought to set up like that, but for tanks would be so cool. Like playing World of Tanks, and you actually have like a one-to-one inside replica of the tank that is your like ER space or something, or AR space. It'd be so cool. Close a unit. Enough looks maxing. Time for of Highland Cow. I know nothing of a Highland Cow, so I cannot have a true opinion. I'd say that they're a cow that lives in the Highlands, but that's just my game theory. I can't confirm or deny. I have no intelligence on cows. Disposal unit's so good. Favorite, here's a question, because obviously I do a lot of Helldivers too. Favorite Helldiver song? If I want to mess around, their anthem, you know, no question or doubts shall be allowed, is a really fun one. But otherwise, a good old like Cup of Liberty is like a favorite. There is a recreated tank for World of Tanks. Oh, really? Extraction. This is standard extraction music. Imagine the friendship between the Oshorg and Look Max. I bet it's top tier. Disposal unit has words? Yeah. Nothing like crazy, but it has some words. That turned out pretty cool looking. We'll have to do a lot of like random touch-ups here and there, of course, but we'll get there. Slowly but surely. One thing I hate about pushed fit, and I did my best, is there is a small gap here that I just barely noticed, and it's like... But was the music at the beginning? It was there. I don't think it's at the very beginning. I think it's after like the big drop or something. Kind of like all the like metal bits and stuff on the back. I think they're fun. This one I'm actually just gonna do full silver. Why not? Some metal parts are just plain metal. They don't all have to be copper. As long as it's electrically conductive. Doesn't fit the lore perfectly, but... Okay, now that we got those ones, let's try and grab these back hanging ones. What we're going to do is copper will be in the center, and then we're going to do silver on the outside. The orcs believe in you. You can paint the gap. You can't, though. I'd have to use green stuff. And that's a whole ordeal. I just hate that I just found out about it, because I would have tried to fix it sooner then. No, incorrect buzzer noise. What do you mean incorrect buzzer noise? My favorite is the Super Earth Anta, but my second one is the Cyborg. The Cyborg theme is really good. I get PTSD. That's funny. You know, I am wondering what this pine-scented Hermicide 2.0 is going to do. If I remember in the lore, they were hinting at mutation, you know, colonist mutation experiments on one of the planets it's a barrier world. So, you know, just saying, we might have some terminid human hybrids that we're going to have to be fighting soon. So it isn't just the cyborgs. We'll have terminid cyborgs. The fight. Silver. Pop first. That looks actually really good. I like how that's turning out. There are these little pieces out in the center there. Damn, you stole my theory! I'm so sorry, turd! Crazy minds think alike. I didn't even see what's going to happen with the TCS thing. That's actually really funny, though. But I like the extraction music in Libertine Helldivers. No, 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 no! Wait, 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 wait! I wish not for terminate human hybrid. Be gone. Well, I have another scary theory. I've actually thought about making a video about this. Okay. This is going to take max focus here. I've seen what people... No, 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 not like that, Barrow. No, no, bad. No, 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 not happen. No. Damn it. Why did you bring that up? No, okay, I have an actual thing. I'm pausing the music. This is how serious about the Illuminate, okay? Okay, okay, okay. I don't know why I'm going to use the markers for things, okay? While back, we had the Cult of the Orb. Remember all that? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Trust me. I sadly have I didn't know it's VR, but I've seen the meme before. Ugh. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I could be wrong. Either way, so you had the Cult of the Orb happen, right? And then they were talking about when the Void stuff was just starting in Helldivers. They said that I think it was right. I started right before the Illuminate were looking for very specific humans with specific genetic markers. Okay, so we have the cultists, the human cultists that are following the Cult of the Orb. We have voteless, right? And then we have the voteless with specific genetic traits that are looking after for. We add these all together. The Illuminate cultists that were from ever ago, those old leaks, those versions of the Illuminate, they are so skinny compared to the full-sized one. And there could be a variety of reasons that, but what if the cultist and the genetic modification stuff that they were looking for allowed the Illuminate to adapt some humans who are already quote-unquote cultists of the orb to turn them into the Illuminate cultists. And so they basically become not human anymore. They're closer in biology to one of the actual squids. And that's what the voteless stuff is, because if you look at the voteless mutations in them, the flesh mobs are just failed experiments. But some of them have almost like a tentacle for arm, like they look closer to the Illuminate. They're mutating. So what if that's what the cultists are going to be? The Illuminate cultists come from voteless experiments that were successful. Just an idea. If the human turbid hybrids happens, I can see Super Earth making propaganda that it was because they weren't. Yes, and it's not their fault. The pine scented stuff hurt them or whatever. It could be a way they're keeping them cold. What? Okay, back to painting. I that was like an actual theory. I thought about even making a video on it before, so I had to talk about it. I don't know if anyone's ever watched the guy Pancreas No Work, but he made a second channel and he talks like D&D lore and stuff. I didn't know. I knew D&D had some lore, but it's interesting to learn about it. Actually, I've been enjoying the videos he's posted on it, but I've always kind of liked his videos in general. I found them funny. Although he's a total elf simp, and he doesn't even deny it though. Actually, he knows he's an elf simp. Now the flesh mob is a bear. What? No way, Barrow! His pancreas does actually work? Oh, sorry, Marky, I missed your thing. I don't know why it's having an issue connecting. Castro Labs is a hit or miss with it. Black Templars are your favorite Black Templars are such a fun chapter. Obviously, they're one of the Space Marine chapters that are genuinely super religious, too. A lot of them are kind of, iffy with it, but they're, actually 100% religious. So it's really interesting to see. Okay, actually, I'll leave that poll on the Red app. I'm gonna keep that going for a little bit longer, and I'll switch it in a minute. So we heard one favorite chapter. What's everyone else's favorite chapter? While I understand the fact that Pancreas No Work, his pancreas doesn't work. It's crazy. It's like he talks about having diabetes or something. Okay, I think we'll pause with the silver. We're gonna do some of the cabling stuff now, and we're gonna start with the solid black. Get the turn edges first, and then I'll read that. Some of them take a lot of focus. The orc one. There isn't an orc chapter. That's just the orcs. Salamanders are a good one. The orc one. That's funny. Favorite instrument, everyone? I never really got too far into actual instruments. Back in high school, I was in choir. I was in a madrigals, actually, one of the top choirs at the school. But I was a choir kid. I wasn't a band kid. Different level of weird, you know. There's the theater kid, the choir kid, and then the band kid. No hate though to band kids also, because I've seen some of them play some incredible music, and I'm like, damn, I wish I could play an instrument. That black turned out really nice, actually. Wow. Oh, messages I have to try to respond to. It's just an Amazon warehouse. They don't have bathroom. It is 100%. I'm saying that's canon. Oh, you're marching. I play sad saxophone. Why is it sad? That's impressive. People eat that up. Anyone that can play a saxophone, it's easy to get attention. You just gotta show it off. Be like, oh yeah, I can play the saxophone, and then you just do it. That won a president in election because first you have normal policy and comes out, just starts playing it, and then, yeah. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong instrument, that is possible. I play the clarinet because I love Squidward. Do you have an attachment to Squidward, or are you just actually? SpongeBob. Sorry, I had to move the model. There we go. That turned out pretty good looking. Gonna be solid black on the back there. No, oh, it's trying. Respond to his ads, respond to us. I demanded the viewer have all the power. I'm drinking a turd, be gone. No, that doesn't work. Don't you know? It only works for 5 seconds and he comes back stronger. Actually, though, it'd be funny, Turg, if you actually, not even like joking, like if you actually could play the clarinet after saying that. That would be funny. So, did you know the orcs have instruments too? Fun fact. One of them, if you look up the long list of what squigs can do, they're very malleable and adjustable. There is a squig bagpipe. There are squig bagpipes. I'll let everyone process that. You don't believe me? Go look up a photo. They are crazy looking. Yeah, I need to make a squig lore video. Squigs are fun. There's just so many squigs. And then with certain squig, whatever they're called, is it herders or something like that? I don't remember. Some of them have special serums that they get, and then they can turn a little squig over time with enough food into squig-offs, which are just basically giant elephants that are squigs though. So they're angry, want to eat everything, and then they equip it with a bunch of explosive ordnance and carries like 20 or 40 orc boys at a time. You know, orc things. Obviously, there's those spots down there, but wait, where was that? Squig? Yeah, no, not squid. Squig. S-Q-U-I-G. Squig. The orcs have a thing called a squig. It's a little red ball that bites things, and they are very malleable to the point where no orc has hair. They're all bald, but if you see an orc with hair, if you look close on the model, there's little teeth because it's a squig that bites their head. That's also the lore for Teeth Blood Shootist, is that your boss, an orc knob or a war boss, takes your squig hair, and I just want my hair back because it looks snazzy. Being such a dark color, if I mess up here, it's really difficult. Trying doesn't mean I am doing good. Yeah, there was a gap. Catch up with messages again. My ears cry. It's just a soundtrack, Barrow. Squig, yeah, the squig pipes. It'll be the muscle memories must. Make sure it's been like 10 years, but you can't. What? I do know what haggis is, Barrow. Did you try it on the trip? Let me think. What else have this? Ooh. I know some good songs. Go to Vermintide too. Been a minute out there. I need the one from Fat Shark, though, because I don't want to watch the other ones, because otherwise there's ads, and I don't want to listen to ads. Fat Shark. Come on, Fat Shark. I know you have it. Oh, they got Lo-Fi Skaven. We'll play that for a minute. Let that play for a bit. Still sounds Scottish. No! I cannot play that. Also has anyone's... I have not. I have not. Put on some funk? Is that what you're saying, Marquis? Maybe later I'll put some on. This is Lo-Fi Skaven. It's from Fat Shark. It was a fun thing. So it's Lo-Fi, but Skaven Vermintide themed. If you like the Darktide game, definitely check out Vermintide. Vermintide is so good. I'd argue better, but it's also just a different kind of game. And one reason, quote unquote, it's better is because in Vermintide, you have named characters with their own personalities, not you making your own character. So there's a little less customization because of that, but you have these really, really fun characters. Definitely worth checking out. And Darktide got the melee mechanics from Vermintide. Excuse me, sir. I thought I read... Oh, wait, I missed the first one. I related to Squidward growing up more than... Yeah, me too sometimes. But let's be honest. I think it was you that said it, Turg, when I was playing Helldivers with some of the friends, that I'm SpongeBob and everyone else is Patrick. One SpongeBob with 3 Patricks. I remember that quote. Maybe it wasn't you. I just remember the quote, though. Also, on the Lo-Fi Skaven, for anyone who wants to check it out, from Fat Shark, you have a little Skaven. It's a gutter runner, and he's using his blade to dip in, like, let's say it's just ink, but it's red, and then writing stuff. Autonomy live stream? I don't think I've heard of that game. Would you elaborate? Whoa, there's a lot. There's the Raka known as Chat spawned 500 bosses. It was funny. I can't wait for my new question to spam in the chat of the community game night when. Yeah, there will be a community game night. I'm gonna try. I want to do the one this week, actually. That's the plan. I'm going to have it though. I'm gonna try to get everything today or tomorrow set up for it, and then I'll try to advertise it. And I think I'm gonna have like a queue, so we can have people join, and then it will only be X amount of games and stuff and so forth down the line. So we work from there. I really don't... I know you heard this tone before, and yeah, that's basically the quote. You're Squidward, and the rest is SpongeBob and Patrick. No, let's be honest, I'm SpongeBob. Sometimes I'm Squidward, I'm SpongeBob. Sorry to look at all these. Oh, Cyberstand. Oh, Cyberstand, is that what you're saying? There must be so... Yeah, I read yeah, okay, I'm caught up there. To make sure I like... Because TikTok's not updating to Caster Labs, I have to, like, look at it at... Caster Labs is kind of small. I have to looking at multiple things, like, huh? So there's a Cyberstand live stream going on, that's what you're saying. Someone you could use me for, if I could see someone who knew me or someone in the uniform. Yeah, summon copyright. No! Okay, I think I got all that done now. I have these. Got these. I could see a potential issue with these is that they dry out. I don't know yet, though. I'd have to experiment with that to see if that's true, but I could see that being a problem. Or I think it's looking good. Time for some cables. And grab some red. I mean, I could do multiple... You know what? We're going to make it all red first. If I want to do other colors, we'll add it in. It's going to be difficult with these markers to do all that for each one of those cables. I crave them. I feel like you have 4 different screens with different chats, and you're looking at them like you're... I am, basically. I'm just... Hey, tablet down. Gotta look over here. Gotta look over here. That's what it feels like. I mean, I have my glasses on, but it's sometimes hard to see. I haven't adjusted Caster Lab's location, and since TikTok's not updating there, I have to read differently, and it can be hard to read it all, basically. And these are more chat, chill type streams, trying to keep multiple conversations while painting. Actually, even just sticking with one color, that's pretty good. There we go. I think, honestly, I might use the copper color there. That might be kind of fun. Just have like a big copper wire or something. Might like. I mean, I could use some blue, I guess, somewhere for some of the wiring colors. Do some reading. Man, can you believe it? Warbond powder that makes you say Warbond tomorrow. Hello, welcome. Powder that makes you say Warbond tomorrow. I love that. I think that's always so funny. No Warbond tomorrow. There could be a leak. From FNAF 2, where instead of music boxes, just buying a chat. Let's go. Yes, you can. Give me a wine percentage every single message then. I think his name is Makari or something like that. He is Gazgul's favorite grot, but he's so insanely lucky. He just like survives everything basically. And actually, on the tabletop, Iphis Kane got the exact same rule that Makarius has, and it's very powerful. There. Red wires do look pretty good though, but there's like one or two spots make it look patchy. I think I'm gonna use one of the blue markers. I think we'll go. Sure will. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. If I say your name 4 times fast, does it work? Turd. Okay, we're gonna try to get this. Guess there's. That looks pretty. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I like how that looks. Okay, I'm gonna get close for this one spot. Give me a sec. It's just because it's one line I really needed to get in to get. I can touch up on. Got some black paint. Okay, wiped away. I was like, I got some on my silver. No! There we go. Are there any lore questions about, like, orcs or stuff? Or, like, your opinions or thoughts on them? I do love the story of when they spoke perfect High Gothic, when they made... They're getting the Imperium to surrender. Remember, the orcs got closer to destroying Terra than Horus ever did. Damn it, turd. Hey, that's looking good. Like, obviously, there's going to be touch-ups or stuff like that, but overall, I'd say that's heading in a very positive direction. You always notice after, like, spots that you miss stuff, and you're like, damn it. I was about to say dough, but I'm like, I'm not Homer. I'll need a penguin catchphrase, huh? I need a penguin catchphrase. What song is that? I've never heard of that marquee. Would they vote Count Binfei? That's so funny. Yes, they would. Why are they green? They're fungus. Orcs are actually a fungus. And that's why they spread, is that when they die and just breathe, they release spores, and then the spores can go anywhere, basically, and then you get squigs, then Gretchens, or grots, whatever you want to call them. They're basically just goblins, which in Old World, they get way more effective. Ah! OBS is reconnecting. Okay, I think we're still good on the red app. Yeah, we're still good here. Okay, it just reconnected. Sorry, OBS was reconnecting there. Yeah, what song is that, Marquis? And then, oh, I see what you're saying, Barrow. Which means, you're all good. Don't worry, within a few days, this will be posted online as a VOD, so. And also that's why the lag spike. The orcs and Terminids are basically, yeah, they basically are actually. And these guys, though, inherent knowledge, as they get bigger and bigger, they also get smarter, and some of them will just know how to make things, basically. What's it from, Marky? Dang it, Turd, you broke it. Kidding. Okay, so we got that, and then I was trying to do, oh, that's right, needed black again. Touch-ups here. Very careful, gamer lad. I got a little dot on it, damn it! I don't know why, but for my own mistake, I have this urge to blame Spencer. I hope everyone saw the podcast video. Audio's gone! What? Give me a sec. Okay, is audio get back again? Did it fix? Red sun in the sky. No! That's funny, though. I think that looks for Toy Story 3, where as soon as you mention anything else... Yes, it is, Turg. It basically is. Is the audio fixed now? Oh no! Yeah, is everyone else check? Can you guys hear me right now? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, give me a second. Audio sounds. Thank you. Yeah, that's probably it, Turg. Thank you, Beef Jaden. Okay. That's weird with audio. Something. All right. Did I got you might refresh it, Turg. Little touch-ups. Firing. Okay, I just do more copper touch-ups. Or it's back, he says in all caps. Yankee Doodle. Why do you want me to play the most odd sounds? It's funny, but I will change some other music in a minute, though. Unless the lo-fi just stopped. There, okay. I got that spot cleaned up. Nice. Okay. Let me look a photo of the new Weird Boy real quick. Weird Boy, 40K. I want to make sure I do his crest okay. What color did they? They did like a rust color. I definitely did the wires way differently, but it's okay. Now, what song do we want now? Okay, I'm trying to find another good... I prefer Warhammer. Oh, Owlcat Games has one. They have Rogue Traders. I'll do, like, video game soundtracks. Because it also helps with, like, copyright and stuff. There. I'm not playing Never Gonna Give You Up. No, you can't make me do it. Okay, nice. Now, they did like a rust color, so I'm trying to think of how I want to do that. That's not a true rusty color. I guess what I could try is this orange then for this crest here and see how it goes. No, not Baby Shark. Ark Survival Amended Extinction thing. Ascended. Extinction. I've never heard that before. Is it like upbeat or fast? That just out of curiosity. I will mix it up. Kind of light. I think. Try another one. We're experimenting with colors here. Doing some color experimentation. We're trying to find a nice color for this crest. Kind of light still. I want it darker. It's a game DLC theme. Oh! No, turd. Bad. Try this color. Actually, this one might work. Start painting the crest, and then I'll get some... There's going to be some overlap on spots, but I'm going to clear the rest of that. Or do my best to. That lightning is in the way of everything. Did anyone play Rogue Trader here? And if so, how far did you get? I know I got to at least... I think she's a full companion. She's not sure if she's staying yet, but I have the Eldar on my team. Huh? Maybe I read it... Color theory. They're all the same. You just... Oh! I thought you said something else. Maybe I misread it. How's that bad? We'll play some Ark next, and then actually some Minecraft might be like low-key kind of a vibe. Not even gonna lie, that sounds kind of fun. Wasn't there an update for Minecraft recently? You guys know? Like, by recently, this year, I should say. And when was it? What was it? I don't remember. I know they added cushions. I've been seeing so many things about them adding cushions. I think that crest color is okay. Kind of a brownie color, but I do think it will work at least to make it look rusted. Maybe I'll add a couple lines of copper or something to help complete it. Okay, I think it's okay. It's not my favorite, but for what I have here, I think that'll work. Cushions are in. Damn you! Pepsi. Back real quick. Lego Penguin. Who wins? Lego Penguin or Weird Boy? Kidding. I have gun running cell mission theme. Okay, fun fact. Wanna know how much Grand Theft Auto I've played? 5 minutes. If that. Honestly, I played so little, barely touched it, that you can just say, I've never played Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm one of the only people who've never played Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm with Danish Penguin. He is. Ooh, I want a Danish, like a food. Missions are now in wool slabs and stairs, and a new autumn biome, and new structure that spawns, which are abandoned. Ooh, that's actually really cool. Every now and then I go through Minecraft phase. We all know the Minecraft phase memes. Those hit me so strong. Ooh, why is that loose? Oh, that's scary. That was loose. It's because it's push to fit. That's why. Sometimes push to fit, like I said, sucks. Okay, so we got that. We're going to use, I think, copper coloring for these little connections all around. There we go. Those little copper points on the edge of that crest. Ark Extinction King. King Titan. Oh, isn't a King Titan like it's a really big T-Rex, basically, right? Such a grinding game. The story's good online, is fun with a friend, but it's so... That's kind of what I've heard. I mean, it'd be a fun video, though, also, because I've never played it. It's just, in general, some of those games, like, I started playing Red Dead once, and Red Dead, I know why everyone loves it. I know the story. I completely get it. I really did struggle to play, though, because it can be kind of slow, and I can struggle with controls. I'm trying to do something, and I accidentally punch someone instead of doing anything else I wanted, and it was a long time ago. Damn it, I just got copper on his skin. But... yeah, I did struggle with it. Those types of games, though, in general, I can just struggle with. If I don't finish a game X amount of time, my brain's like, I want a new fun one. It can be hard to switch. Because I have the attention span and memory of a gold. Luckily, though, I can replay games then and enjoy it because of that for attention. Which, ironically, I've actually been wanting to play COD in Warfare. Someone already made a video saying we need to apologize to Infinite Warfare. I need to watch it, but I literally was like, it got more hate than it needed. It wasn't like great per se, especially I know the multiplayer issues, but the campaign was not bad. Minus the fact that it all takes place in like a day. Like all the Dark Souls, Marky, or just the first one? Rockstars make great stories, but they can't make a good game. The controls are. It's just because you can do so much, right? That's like the issue. But for people that love those types of games, it's great for them. The colors are like extra vibrant right when you put... Then as you're painting, I'm like, I notice when I go back over an area that's close to an area I've already finished, I'm like, oh, I didn't even touch that spot. There's like a dot of just white there. I'm like, damn it. I know most people use like contrast or a white primer, but I know for a long time I was using black actually, and it was really hard to get vibrant colors, but sometimes the contrast on them is naturally so good. It just depends on how you're painting. I've actually thought about doing like a giveaway for some stuff. I was gonna say, 2. You've completed 2 of them, or just a second. Confused. Push X to run. Who pushes X to? I know, but then it's like hold these 5 buttons to pull out the rope or punch this person, and I'm like, I'm so confused. I don't know. And it's just a me thing. I know ultimately, and I didn't take the time to read everything because sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes I just want to play a game. I don't want to go through a bunch of control. It does depend though. Because it's also an amazing game. And I understand why it's an amazing game, too, I should say. We'll paint this all copper, and then we'll go back over on a couple spots with it. The one thing that's easier with using a paintbrush compared to these, though, is you can thin the paint even more, and then you can create, like, basically just adding a very light layer of, like, blue on that Tesla coil part, so then I can have, like, a lightning effect on it easier. I can attempt with the markers, but I don't know how well that. Crevices. we're off to a good start with this guy. I think we're heading in the right direction. If they made a Warhammer Dark Souls game, what would it be? It'd probably have to be fantasy, but if they did 40K, what would it be? A perpetual guardsman, maybe? That actually could be kind of cool. Sometimes to hit some of these spots take... Like a... I don't know if anyone's been around, like, old electronics that use a lot of, like, vacuum tubes and stuff. Dark Marine. That's funny. But, like, they're massive and they're heavy. My grandpa has a bunch of old electronic stuff, and wow. Just some of the things he's like, oh yeah, can you guys help me move this? And we start helping him move it. And this thing, I swear to God, and it's fragile too, so you can't be, like, aggressive with it, was... I don't even know how to describe how heavy it was. And then as soon as we take out, like, the tube, well, he had another one, we take out, the vacuum tubes aren't in it, and they're massive ones. These ones, because what they needed for whatever with the radio, I think it was a radio, it was doing, it was like, I don't know, this big. Each one of them, there's like 5 of them, and the solid glass, vacuum, and everything. And they were crazy heavy, dude. Like, absolutely insane. I played Fallout. Does that count? Yes, it does. Arc Extraction King Titan. Yeah, this one will go for a little bit longer, and I'll switch it over to that. We'll try it out. Let me get this crest mostly done, and I'll do some music switching marquee. I definitely didn't. I chose the best model to use on, but still doing it. We're making solid progress. Not just the VOD, but if this becomes like a full video, edited video later, I'll show the completed process. I even have a little like spin table, and I can just go like and spin it around. Sure, because you're talking about Fallout. I think we've talked about the show before. What would you rate it out of 10? Actually, everyone, what would you rate the Fallout show out of 10? I overall like it. I grew on the fact of how the Enclave are, how they function. It wasn't my favorite initially, but it's also because I love the NCR and like I like civilization building type stuff. And seeing the Legion stuff and all these more like the civilizations regrowing, I did like to see that because that is what would happen. It shouldn't just stay overly stagnant because that isn't what easily happens. But them using the Enclave as the excuse of why that kept happening makes more sense, but still. I did like the incident. I won't lie. Actual, like, functioning military and stuff. I thought it was so cool. A Fallout of Fallout? It kind of is. Have one. Together. That fucking. Nobody like it. Brand new people for easy models is fine, but sometimes it just doesn't always work well. And if you do any minor adjustment or change or clip just a little wrong, and then it can just forever, and you're like, oh, well, I've just ruined everything. I should change that copper bolt. That part. Bottom to me. Give that Frankenstein. Aesthetically, what do the orcs are they most inspired from? I feel like there's a lot of like Mad Max. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's looking pretty good. Focus. Focus on the orc, not the background. I said focus on the orc, camera. Whatever. Well, I haven't played New Vegas, but the idea that nothing good happen and all the roads lead to war makes sense in my head. Yeah, New Vegas is such a good... Gameplay-wise, New Vegas, unless you really are into that old style, one of the worst, in my opinion. Story-wise, the best Fallout game. but that's my quick opinion of it. It makes sense that no matter what, the big that would, yeah, honestly, like they made it more okay knowing the NCR was gone in the Fallout show because of that reason. But I still love the NCR. Makes sense to me. They are the biggest threat to Vault. Yeah, they were, and even the Legion, minus the fact of Caesar, was like one of the bigger threats too. I do wonder what happened with those crawlers from the Divide DLC though. If they ever got taken care of, will we encounter them? It'd be interesting to see if Lucy stops at Big MT. I think they had that final like setup on the last season with the NCR and the Legion all appearing at Vegas because give some fan, everyone loved it, you know. Favorite SCP? I only know so many that I remember. I did like the Plague Doctor a lot though. I thought that was a fun one. Which was the other one? The Stone one's interesting. Remember. I can't remember all of them. I did like some ones that have very easy rules and aren't just I'm overpowered being, you know, like understandable rules, whatever, were more interesting. Right over. Okay, we're gonna grab the silver again, but I think we're gonna use the other silver. We're gonna use the lighter one for a couple little spots up here. First, we have the herb guy. Gonna use it. It's so cool to just imagine that all these little like things that are hooked to this weird boy is what's controlling his power from just bursting long enough for him to make a controlled burst instead of just detonating inside the Ork band camp. I need to finish reading the book, but I think his name was what was it? Crap. Basically, he has a speed walk and he's attacking Armageddon for Gazgul, and the dropship's starting to land on the ground, and before it's even fully landed, this guy just drives off the loading ramp, but it's okay because he has a teleporter, so he teleports around. It's like this massive bike. It's really cool looking. SP91, is that your favorite, or are you saying the one I'm talking about? Can't remember. The Fallout, that's it. The Fallout franchise as a whole is that war doesn't change, so man has to. Warfare changes, but effects and causes for war. Yeah. Power to control. And now they're all still fighting over it. Yeah. One thing I talked about, I don't think they're part of them, but the Institute is actually one of the most scary, powerful things. I saw a quick clip talking about it, and I couldn't agree more with it. That is like the most, they're one of the scariest ones because they could replace anyone with a synth. That's your favorite, Marquis? What do you like about it? And remind me which one that is. I think I know which one it is. I just want to make sure. I forget stuff too easy. Sorry, I'm checking a color. Some of the color got dampened on the silver because of copper blue. Change some music. Farther. Trying to record another one of those like podcast style videos today. But you haven't checked those out. Check it out on the main channel on the tube. I can't say the full name. Talk no like. For element. There's some where I accidentally got other. I'm gonna use the other silver on this other spot, and then we'll do some touch-ups, and then I'll change it. I'll read those messages. Okay, we'll start some touch-ups. And I'll read while I grab that. Or Fortnite, also known as the Muleman. I haven't heard of that one, actually. I don't think. I love show. I don't care what others say. I don't like a world that stays. I know, I don't either. I want to see things progress. Moves on. You can try to hold on to the ending of the games, but time moves on and things change. Yeah, but also there was solid endings in New Vegas, and they got thrown out the window, and just because they want to blow them up, basically the Enclave. We evil saint. Oh, okay. I think I know what we were talking about, Marquis. Did you really think Mr. House would save New Vegas 100 years or go to space? It's a promise he makes. There's no guarantee. Well, no, for Mr. House, yeah, but like the NCR's ending is a pretty solid. Like all of them have their issues. Don't kid yourself. But there are quote unquote better endings in the end. At first, it might sound great to choose like just the courier being in charge, but he doesn't know what he's doing. Realistically, it'd end up not doing great. Mr. House has the most potential, but most likely it won't be like that in the end because it's your house. Your house just greedy, yada 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 yada. But the NCR, I'd say, is like the most solid of them. Back together, I know, pretty loose. Push to fit. Red and then one copper spot. If you saw Turk, Spencer's in the most recent podcast. Stalwart Spencer. Do we like that name, Stalwart Spencer? Should we leave that for him? Touches on the other games like Fallout 3. I think they're going to somewhat. They're definitely going to Denver, which I will probably see Denver Hounds for the first time. Things have been talked about in New Vegas before. Never seen, but talked about. Out there. Okay, you were talking about the Ark Survival, Ark Extinction King Titan theme. Let's give this a search. Okay. I want to say it's this one. Oh, hey, Joe. Wow, we have an ad. That's the only thing that does suck with like sub soundtracks. You gotta be careful. I don't like the ads. They're annoying. I definitely agree with you that there were better endings, but after the happy ending that we happy after, which is what so it. Wait. But after the happy ending, there was no happily ever after, which is what I like about the show. Yeah, but I just don't like that they destroyed the NCR. I guess that's my big. I wish they started to bring them back a little bit more, which I'm okay with, because there should be more remnants, not just they're completely gone. Like, you know, there's issues, but overall I did like it. I even bought the pip. Oh, that's actually really cool. Is this it, Marquis? There. Going with this now. I know we'll touch up on skin after. I have a little mess up spots everywhere. I think we'll use a light brown for his bottom belt because we got those straps up top. Have this down here on his waist. Lighter that. Now I probably could have done like a black there first. It probably would have helped color and made it darker too in a good way for it. Because having it as a base coat, the colors mix, you know. It comes to. Do you remember the first time I loaded into Ark? I had no clue what I was doing. I was just like, what's going on? It was scary. Yes, it is. All right. Okay, cool. Not enough blimps. I know. It is crazy that the character from Fallout 4 should be alive. It's not too far after that. Fact deck. Fallout 4 takes place a little bit before. Just a little bit. And even New Vegas is just like a tiny bit, but well, it's like 20 years or something. Not too long before. Yeah, the blimps are cool though. But it makes me wonder how powerful the Prid one is, if that's supposed to be like the top tier one. The specific Prid one. Like the one from 4, because that's like their actual main one. How do we want to do that cloth? Variety of colors we could off. Could try this like can. Trying to see how it looks. Let me look at the photo again. Oh, they use like a black. That could look cool. Use like that for bandages. That might look kind of cool, actually. 22, 20, 2277. Where? How much before is that? I don't remember. Guys, I can tell you're a Fallout fanatic. Let me look how this tan. Not the most visible. Yeah, we're not gonna do that tan. I think, honestly, let's try the black. I liked how that photo looked for it. My Minuteman artillery would say otherwise. The Minutemen were fun, though. They're one of the, definitely, like, the better factions in Fallout. Fun concept. Although, another settlement needs your help. Did grind my gears so much. I hated hearing that constantly. Every time I talk to him, can't just have a standard chat. You gotta tell me, another settlement needs your help. I know. There's always another settlement that needs help. The fucking wasteland. What do you expect? Yeah, for these big areas, this might be really nice for like a vehicle. It's going on so smooth. It's actually like really easy. A fun song. Do Halo Warthog Run. That'd actually be a fun when I think about it. Well, I don't know. That color I tried to use first, that tan one, would probably work really well for the rags on his feet now that I think about it. Probably what I'll end up doing with that right there. Towards the end of this, there will probably be little touch-ups that I'll have to do later, because also I want this to dry a bit, do some final touch-ups, and then I'll do the base, and then I need to varnish it. But overall, get the chunk of it done. And then I'll post on the Discord and on socials, probably, the end result. No, I realize I'm probably a little too far back. Sorry that you probably missed that. Oh, that's great, General. Another settlement has joined our cause. That reminds me, there's another settlement that needs our help. Here, I'll mark it on your map. Here, I'll mark it on your map. Yeah, literally. It got so annoying, dude. Gotta make sure it can be seen. Whatever. We'll go back over it. I know. We'll do our best. Yeah, this goes on. See how smooth that is for like the areas? That's nice. So this might be really nice for like some vehicles and stuff like that. I'll have to try that too. So for people who struggle acrylic, or also just don't want to know about spending money on certain paints, the acrylic markers might be a good move. Potentially. I know it depends on the person and their preference. Trying to be very careful to not get it on like the skin, because it's going to be much harder to get rid of any mess ups there. There's also some Lovecraftian horrors. Yes, I did know that. That's like, it's interesting that there's so much science or like pseudoscience, and then you just get into full, like a lot of in 76, a lot of the cryptids are from FEV experiments, but some of them are not. And you're like, oh, so is this actually like magic? What's going on? There's an old like thing from Skyrim, Nirnroot can be found in Fallout 4. And it's like, it's Fallout basically the precursor for it, lack of a better word, for Skyrim. But why are you playing? Okay, we'll go back to the Rogue Trader theme. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff in there, though, honestly. Fallout's really fun. They go all out. Sometimes it's very silly. Sometimes it's like, oh, there's basically just magic. I find it interesting. Kind of blending it a bit. Because, like, what if the Scorch Beast is just an early, unevolved version of a dragon or something? Food for thought. That theory, if anyone knows. Damn it, I got it on his leg, the black paint. I was trying to keep it all green there. Careful and get underneath. So this song for Rogue Trader has a lot of that like choiry sound, and it honestly for some reason makes me think of like all the time in the Fallout show when we went to certain Brotherhood of Steel, you always had like a choir play. So that, oh, they're here in this area and they're very reverent, you know the word I'm trying to say. It was just interesting to me. What was your favorite Eldritch horror in the Fallout universe? Turd. Air. Now the black, I know they have a pattern on theirs. I'm not that talented for that, so I'm not doing that, but it did turn out pretty good, I will say. It's turning into, I think he's just mutating. Yeah, it's probably under the ghoul classification, but oh, what if he became a centaur or something? That'd be crazy. Or what happens when a ghoul mixes with FEV? Does anything happen, or are they just immune? There's a question. And the Superman we saw from the second season, or we heard, I should say, like, we're going to get more info about him. I feel like the next season's going to be a lot about the Vegas area, basically. And then the next one after that is when we'll finally actually go, like, start heading towards Denver or maybe even the East Coast. There was one spot I just know that I need to. There we go. I can progress. I can progress. My favorite Fallout, probably the mole in the mine of Fallout. Oh, really? The rest. Fallout 76 is very interesting. I have mixed feelings about it. I played it when it came out, and I played the improved version. I don't know. I have very, very mixed feelings about that game. How do we want to do the staff? Really? It was voiced by Ron Perlman? I actually didn't know that. That's actually really cool to know. It didn't like that kind of. Probably use that brown again for the front belts to do that, but before that, there's some black we need to touch up. White? But try to see if this will just go away. The spot I accidentally got a little overlap. I did. Not ever going to be 100. No. I guess we'll do minor touch-ups now. While we that white dry. Got a little too much. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Probably. Oh, it's taking a lot of focus. Sorry, I'll read in 1 second. Honestly, the orcs are pretty fun to do. I won't lie. Okay, what was it? Where would it? The class. Oh, yeah. The classic Fallen Hero. Yeah, Ron Perlman. He was also in Fallout 4 as the news host on. I actually didn't know that. Really? Do a tech priest one would actually be kind of fun to do. Okay, now to the front harp as real back. All the same. There's a lot of other colors probably used. Trying to keep it uniform, copying, or at least inspired by the one that they have on Games Workshop's website. So I think we have one more week left until we have the actual decider of who wins the first battle for Armageddon. Obviously, there's a new Space Marine model. I think there's one more, and if the orcs win this next one, I think it's a tie. It'd be so funny if Hollywood had its own actor cult and fall. Honestly, yeah, they should do something like that. That'd be really fun. Their next fall, they could have it be in California. You know, they've done California so much. They gotta do somewhere way different. People have talked about doing it like in China or something, which would be really interesting to see. Could you imagine how much different that would play? Or there's a theory that only America's screwed up and everywhere else is fine, but we know that's not the case for it because everything got pretty screwed up. I need to scoot forward a little bit so I can show more of the model. Yeah, it's worthy better, less consider. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Making some really good progress. If I could block a little bit light, that might help a bit. Making really good progress. Wow, look at the time. Oh, we're getting closer to done. Good. Grit. I also have other things today. Try to get done as possible. Now, about that, let's get the staff crown again that I just put away for no reason, basically. All over. Ah, push to fit. You're such a loose model. Timing to make. At first, I was like, oh, it seems solid, but now, I have regret. Especially if there's orc questions, feel free to ask. I'd love to talk about some more Warhammer lore and stuff like that. Where's that? Depending on your charisma speech, you can quote Shay. That's actually really funny. You see that the Lone Wanderer, what the Lone Wanderer did on the spaceship? Yeah, that is true. The craziest ones from Fallout is those guys who are like 500 years old or something, and they're like, no, it's science. It's like, nah, that's just me. Let's be honest, that's just me. Trying to be careful to not get his hand too much, but I still got his hand a little. But it turned out pretty good there. Okay, now what we're gonna do next is there's a tiny spot of copper on the bottom on his belt, actually. Probably can't get. I want to hit that. It's like a little clamp to his belt, and it's really fun. Dude, I have to make it more coppery than anything, and then I'll do a dash of silver and the center button. Nice. Okay. Then I'm gonna do a wire. I have a lot of red already. Let's do a blue wire to get some splash of color in there. Also, did you know Cooper Howard gave the formula for cold fusion to Mr. Yes, I did, actually. I love, as soon as I saw that, and like explained to my girlfriend that that's the president first, and then I was like, do you know who else that is? And she's like, who? I'm like, I love money. He's actually a fun actor, though. He's in John Wick, by the way. Also on the there. Back. That's one thing that is hard with these markers. Although they're fairly fine tip, they only do so much, and you can't get everything with them. Ork Demon Killer is a really fun character, and he's still alive, quote unquote. He's been resurrected, I think, by Korn multiple times, but he was so good at fighting and stuff that he got into Korn's realm and is just having a blast fighting. Is he corrupted by Korn? I don't think so, but who knows for sure. I do wonder, though. I think there's some weird old side story where one did get corrupted, but I say for certain on. If I want cable back. Now I think I'll just have it be back that cable, and then I can red or something. It's also actually, yes, I did know that for Detroit Become Human. Yeah, he's I think the second. I think it's the second one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the second. Like, I might want to Google. I didn't know that with Dexter. I've never actually seen Dexter. Fun fact. I started, never really got into it. Those types of shows I don't always get into. Not really my thing. Okay, now for bandages on the feet, we're going to use this color. Not that you can see, but it's kind of a, it's called E72. Has like a nice like bandage. Right? And a little bit of his exposed, which we did dark green for the bandages. I think you don't want like pure white for the always. Especially if you want it to look like pea or something, gotta mix it. Nice tape. Very difficult, though. I can definitely tell you that much. I just get so focused. Definitely my quad. I was gonna say, dude, Dexter though, he plays Halo. I have heard that. I just never got into the show. Some shows I just don't get into always. That was I just didn't get into it. It wasn't really my thing. I tried. I gave it a watch. I started watching it, and I just like. It takes a lot of. It takes. For me with shows, it's like I either put full attention in, or it's kind of like background difficulty then. Oh, what? Lower the difficulty? What? For the show? For a TV show? Confused now. Extrapolate, elaborate, whatever word you want to put in. I'm confuzzled. You're gonna have to expand on that thought process, sir. I am confused. I don't understand. Yeehaw. Bandages. Nice on the feet, actually. We'll have to do touch-up on the hands, of course. We have to do those little brass-like collars on the wrist as well. Or copper, I should say. Gotta keep the wog energy in check, otherwise he might explode and put all the boys in a frenzy. They also can buff people using that wog energy. They can help just, again, direct it and stuff. They are weird. They don't always like to be around the other boys. If a gene stealer cult or gene stealer tries to infect an orc, orcs instantly know something's wrong with them. First of all, orcs breed by spores, so that doesn't matter. But also, because they're so aggressive and stuff, it calms them down. And so everyone's like, that's a weird boy, and then they have a higher chance of the other orcs killing them or something, so they, yeah. It ends up working against them, so they can't really infect them. What color was his staff? So we have a skull, a lot of copper. Have that be the same with the skull will be a skull color. I need to see what I have. And copper that up. I like the little like knobs to like turn or something. It looks like it's doing something, even though it probably isn't, basically. Oh, difficulty painting. I know. Sadly, you can't lower the difficulty. I got what you were saying now. I get the joke now, Turk. Took me a second, but I get it now. Cool that he's using an orc. By the way, orcs do have money. Do trade stuff. And when you're a bigger orc, you have a higher chance of losing some teeth. Their money's teeth, by the way, because their teeth grow back really fast, but also degrades over time. And so they use teeth. And the bigger orcs can beat the face in of other orcs and take it, and theirs grow back faster so they can take their own. So they have more teeth to spend. T-E-F. Teeth. You know, the chips are good, but they're... Yes. I love, like salt and vinegar chips are one of my favorite, and that always happens. It, like, dries them out. At all. Oh, here, then we're gonna have the rest be. Let's take a look at the thing. I'm holding the paint pen with my own. Okay, they did silver, connector, and connector. Okay. I wish I had more copper color. They really do. They're making do with what we have. That is part of the challenge of it. All. And we'll put silver on this. Ah, so they are Britain. The orcs? Yeah, the orcs are... They're all made there. All by Games Workshop, also known as James Workshop. Sometimes I'll notice after too, like my finger will bump it or something, and I'm like, no! This weird boy was clearly like chained or something like that, based on the fact that this copper collar thing I'm putting on his arms hold him in. Which sometimes they do, because that way the Ork Weird Boys don't run away. And they can keep them away from the other boys too, because A, they like to be away, and B, if they have an accident of sending out wild energy everywhere, either setting the boys in the frenzy or exploding, it's far away. Part of the reason the orcs are scary, because they can do stuff. Imagine if they were intelligent, how genuinely scary they would be. It is a foot. What? No, it is not, Turk. Take that back. You didn't mean it. Really, just because I like the salt, and then that's really it. Because there's usually like the saltiest chips you can get. Glad you say chips. It's always weirded me out when I heard other countries call them like crisps, like that. I think there's other places besides Britain that calls chips. Like America has their own weird things with language, like just changing a letter or removing it for the hell of it, but they're pretty bad too. Again, that's just kind of English in general. English is wild. Nice. You can eat most stuff that would be considered. Yes, I know. Like coffee, a lot of people just casually have a mild poison all the time. For funsies. No? Why not? Also doing that copper and then this silver on actually creates like a it's detailed like inside this. Hey, cool. Very detailed. They do get so detailed with their models. They do such a good... Games Workshop does a really good job. Actually making good headway, I think, overall. And there's a lot of copper I need. There. Spots right there. Nice, there. Okay, then let's try to make that skull color. We could try putting like a light yellow down first and put the white on top. That might create a really nice color for it. What's your favorite Warhammers? My favorite two factions, I would say, are Tyranids and the Imperial Guard. For different reasons. Guard's always been one of my more favorites. I think they're really cool, but I do like other factions. I've been honestly getting into Orks a little bit lately, if you didn't know. It's Swedish speed. So well, that is funny actually. Art cameras. A lot of copper. Have you tried stealing it from your... I've seen things, them telling all like the crazy addicts that there's copper in those buildings to try and convince them to go and... I thought those were funny memes. You telling my local crackhead that there's copper inside the AI data center? That or it's the catalytic converter of a car. For legal reasons, I do not recommend stealing from AI data centers. That is correct. I do not endorse that. I just thought it was a funny meme. I was just simply asking if you've seen the meme. Sorry, I had to get close. As I've previously mentioned. I don't remember. Is there any Ork Weird Boys named in 40K? Like actual name? I don't remember. I don't think there are. There might have been. No, so there was a certain Pain Boy that saved Gazgul. And there might have been one that helped give him his vision of the Great Wog or whatever like that. Plus, I don't know. 200 crackheads, no doubt. No doubt. 200 crackheads. Okay, let me look at the work again. So they have glowing eyes for him. With a tab. Be careful. Then we're actually going to quickly get his teeth. We could just do... Actually, I could do a dark. Did we? What did they do? No, they didn't pink with it. Do that. We're going to go with this one. RV36. I believe there's an orc named Dolores. No, you're lying to me. Ah, the American Dream. Crackheads. Yup. You too can join the American Dream in your city. Crackhead Alliance. There we go. See, I got the tongue now. Kind of works, actually. We'll leave it. We'll do his teeth and stuff. I think I could do like a yellow and then put the white on, but we'll have to see. Oh, they did like metal for his teeth. And they did a really different dark color for his talons on fingers and feet, but I don't know if I'm going to go that far. We're going to take this white. that on half and yellow there. It should create a T. Or it might just be. Find it interesting. Very important. If it was like another Ork Weird Boy or something like that that helped keep him calm or something crazy. By the way, the orcs don't start as like Gretchen size. They're like fully grown orc. Like they're fully just like 6 foot tall, just casually when they come out of the ground. Gretchen are like 3 or something like that. Oh yeah, you and what are me and all the and all the country's crackheads. That's all America has to threaten. It's like, oh yeah, we'll send Florida over with all the crackheads. They just say Florida's full of copper and catalytic converters. They get them all round up, and then you just send Florida over. You gotta know how to direct them. That actually turned out okay. I think maybe 1 or 2. And we'll do metal for. And we'll switch over. Actually, let's go with the lighter one. And that's darker. Hard to keep track. They're so close. And not stop us so other politicians could. That's funny. Sometimes the tiny details can be the hardest because it's like they're a very precise shape, so they with them roughly really easy, but it can just. Got okay there. I'm gonna use that dark green again real quick, and we're going to dab his nostrils. Actually, that kind of worked. Adding some. Go back over to get dark green crevices. And then I'm going to use the light green to cover up the excess. How that turned out. Maybe create some lines and stuff. Okay, never. Kind of hard to make it work when. Kind of worked on that side. Didn't work so much. Okay, we're gonna try to touch up his hands now. I heard the noise. Oh, message. I started reading the Tau Farsight book, and it has been. I'm not too far into it. It's been really good, though. I will say I've been liking so far what I've been reading, and I know it said that the famous orc pirate, Captain something. I can't remember. He's in it though. Are you colorblind? No, potentially. I don't think so. Maybe I should write fiction. Same gray pen for no, Turg! I just got the rest of the joke. I thought it was serious at first. They're all gray. Little small. I need to finish playing Rogue Trader. That was a pretty fun. You like Baldur's Gate or something, you'll probably like it. It has less talking though, but if they had the money for it, they probably could. That's something I saw about it. If they had the same amount of like money that Baldur's Gate had, that they could do some crazy stuff with that. I want to check also while we're here. Check the Helldiver's Companion out. because I was waiting for no major order yet. I bet we'll get a major order tomorrow. The reason they haven't done a major order yet does make me think that you might be right, Turk. There might be a war bond tomorrow. So I was trying to use that dark green for cracks and it kind of worked, but it's really hard to do. So I don't know if I want to keep doing that. That might be a detail type thing that I do later on my own, but we're gonna have to see how I go with that. Right now, let's get the major part of it done, which we already have actually mowed. There's little touch-up points, of course. Right there, right there. Cool. Yeah, I have to get this close sometimes for some of those fine details. I'm gonna be no. Too bad. I'm gonna be gone tomorrow. Well, looks like you're missing out on a war bond then, aren't you? Aren't you, bud? Would you look at that? Yep, some of these colors. Actually. Cable. Get a new cable. Definitely need a little bit more white on that hole in a couple of spots, but I'd say it turned out pretty good. Grab this. Spots I saw a second ago. There. Also some copper touch-up I need to do again. No way, more copper. This is crazy. I use an orange pen. We have Cheeto. Cheeto sound good. All of it typed up. Don't worry. I've seen Back to the Future trilogy. I've seen Back to the Future trilogy back to back. You've watched how many times have you watched the whole trilogy? Jeez. I think I have a photo with the old guy. Actually, I'd have to find that. But I think I have one. Fun little fact. There's conventions, obviously, like Comic-Cons and stuff like that, and I've gone to a few, so I have some photos with some celebrities, actually. Got a little too zealous there, and I got it on... Ah! Seriously, I keep messing up and accidentally getting spots I don't want to get. It is that is one thing that's really hard for these pens. Green. That's better. A lot better. Okay, let's show what we have. I'd say it's turning out pretty good. Emmett Brown. I think it was Christopher Lloyd. I really wish. Let me see if this works. Come on, zoom. Focus. Focus, dang it. Fun fact, he had that Pharrell, Bryan Cranston, and Malcolm in the Middle. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I know. Oh, what was I saw? He was in something as some like cranky old guy not too long ago. A while. I don't know how long ago it was actually, and it was pretty interesting to watch actually. That eyeball. Need to do energy. For that crackling energy on the side of his head. Separate it from that blue cable there. If not, I'm gonna have to which is ultimately fine. It's not preferred because I just have so much red the wires. I thought having some I'd forget have lightning crackling off of it, which I could use that light blue actually for like highlight spots. It's fine if it does extra because not what I'm looking for. like a muscle. Okay, this is looking good. We're on the right track here. There. I think that's looking really good. And then we'll use green to create like a WOG energy effect too. Watching those movies again now that I'm older and get more of the joke. Yeah, I was watching some stuff telling your age to get right. Yeah, watching some old shows as an adult, it's so interesting. Like even cartoons, like rewatching like SpongeBob or something, I'm like, wow, I did not get that. It is interesting, and then you can tell it's good shows too, because like they're still watching Avatar: The Last Airbender example. Like it's still a kid show and they have the moments, but also there's a very serious storyline there. Then you have episodes like Leaves from the Vine. You're like, wow, that is like a genuinely very deep emotional stuff. A little bit. There we go. Yeah, I can still following a couple edges to create this. Can't see it super well with the camera, but you can. How I'm trying basically to create like this energy effect color. Wait, it wasn't lined up with the camera. There. On the energy part, right? It's not just all blue now. I added a little bit of this on a couple highlight spots, basically. No, not the Angry Birds movie. You can't make me. 50 Shades of Green. That's for orcs only. Okay, there's some little touch-ups on the skin real quick we'll go around and try and do. And then we'll do a quick thing for the base. But otherwise, I think we'll call it right there then. I think some of those details like I did with the mouth are going to be very difficult. And there's some other things I would like to do today. So I want to hold off a little bit. Doing too much. And I would probably want something else to get some of those little details. I have a super fine brush for those super like tiny lines, or like there's little vein on the muscle there. Little touch-ups. Maybe. We'll see. There, I got to it. Mouth. No, I got some stuff on the like the crest. Need the color. Need the crest color. I need to fix that. No. Okay, I overdid it a tiny bit, but it's fine. Fine, it's fine. Fine. Ork walk. I got some knobs. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, here's the Ork Weird Boy so far. Oh, it's upside down. There. Sadly, it doesn't always love to focus. I don't know why. Struggling right now. There's little details. I don't know if I want to go so much right now, like I said, to get some of like the muscles and veins and stuff, but yeah. An orc wog. They're just saying war. It's like a prayer. Okay, for this gray color, how do I want to do this stone? I don't fully know. I don't have a perfect. I using her, and then underneath it though, we could try to put like not that brown underneath this. That might be able to do these rocks that he's standing on. Honestly, that it'd work okay for the us too at the front of them. Could probably do that as well. I think the music stopped. It did. It finished. Here, I'll get the next song going. I'm just gonna go back to the Fat Shark's official soundtrack. I think that's what I'm gonna do for this. So I don't think they have this type of squig in 40k. It's more of a fantasy and Age of Sigmar thing, but they have like colossal cave squig. So unlike a squiggoth or something like that, which is like an elephant, it is still the shape of a round bouncing red ball squig, except it's like the size of a Baneblade. And I just find that really funny to think about. Like you have this massive just squig charging you, and they're obviously very dangerous too. If anyone's played Tacticus, squigs can be hard to fight because if you don't overkill them, when you attack them, they bounce, and then they can actually buy units, friendly or enemy. Usually, I think it prefers to hit their enemies or your guys, but it's a thing. It's a thing, yeah. I don't know what the words I was trying to say there. I just bumped with it. I bumped something. I don't know if I should have hit. Oh, there's like a skull back there on the ground. I can barely see it though. Right? Because I don't need that. Dang it, I got some on his foot. So, because there's still no Helldivers Major Order out from today, after we finished the previous one today, do you guys think we'll get a Warbond trailer tomorrow? Or something big? Another thing for Celestial Fence? Like, and what are they going to do for the next reward? Is my other question. Any thoughts? I think they might do something like make a new build or something, but and probably focus on, if we're not doing another major order for this campaign, then we're going to switch because of the void expanding, because it's just growing, you know. The void's just casually expanding, and I do think try to create more players' choice and opinion. That's why they haven't had a major order to like stop it really. Just had like warnings. Is like, hey, now it's up to the players of whether or not they want it to stop or grow. I could see them pushing towards Earth. I saw that as an on. The reward is the Warbond trailer. That's funny. Hopefully you played during this last major order, because that way you get the hyena, which is really interesting. Is it just like the coyote then, or is it like a bigger round? I know it's a DMR. I don't know too much. And do we have it unlocked already, or is the campaign still going? Because it was part of the campaign, but I think sometimes Arrowhead does over certain like tells, and it's why they go. In my quick opinion, then causes people also to be like, "Hey, you're never doing this," and I think they, you know, get in their own little world basically. Lack of better words, a little. It depends though. Yep, a more powerful coyote, but it's a DMR. That's what I'm looking for. Yankee. I'm not doing Yankee Doodle. No, I feel like that's copyright too, for some reason, or at least most of them will be. I'd have to find a very specific one. If this was of painting Fallout models, I'd say we could play some Fallout music. I take the time beforehand to research what can and can be played. There's a Warhammer one. Ah! Some of these spots are like really hard. Should have waited to do his feet fast because I'm definitely getting. Okay, nice. This is where dry brush would be nice, but we only have the markers, so we'll have to do it. 220 damage in 15 rounds per mag, and 5. Wow. Okay, and it does flame. Do you know the AP and also the? Is it? It's not bolt. It's semi, right? On dance poles? No, I do not. I do not. There is. Bad play. Try a bit too. There's another spot I just really hard to see it and what haven't hit. Yeah, I know I'm hitting. I'm accepting my fate on some of it. Come on, trailer. It's a medium. Oh, it's medium and semi. Oh, okay. So for the trailers, for the, not trailer, sorry. For the campaign. For the campaigns, we don't have to win every single one. Is it like majority wins? We have to win like 3 major orders out. 3 out of 4, or like 2 of 1, like compared to what, like how have they explained that at all? I don't know. I don't remember, I should say. Grab some dark brown. A lot of it's still like that, but do then. Air. Using my finger to like wipe away the excess basically right now. I'm experimenting a little bit here. Right, a lot harder to do. This is where you'd want like a Nuln oil or something like that would be very handy, to put it mildly. Did change the auto to this is now the Space Marine 2 OST. Seems like so. I've noticed in the terminal that it shows how many orders there will be. It says 1 to 3 and 3 and 3 and 3. Okay, so in the end, you just gotta win more campaigns, it seems. Also, here's the model so far. Overall, it's turned out pretty good with just using these types of paints. I'm pretty impressed with it. We're going to try to use this to create a gray a little bit with that stone color I already have back. Better look. Yeah, okay. I try to make those closer to what I had on the website. Coming on are the problem. Experiment with it. Might be as far as I've currently gotten. Without having to experiment more. Section there. And we're gonna try for a second and then how that. I wanted it to be dark. Doesn't look like it's doing what I wanted. So I'm like, what should I do? Well, oh, I read that wrong. The pens into some water. That might work, actually. The backrooms come out. Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's... Oh, it's 13th. Yeah. You're gonna buy it. I still need to go watch it, dude, honestly. I need to go watch that movie. I'm really not into those types of movies, but I did find that one. It seemed like it'd be a little more interesting. I used the lighter one. That was darker. Made a mistake. I'm gonna try to touch it with the darker one. Not just look. So I'm like, kind of at an impasse here. What to do with these? Adding some. If I do all like of those colors that I just talking about, it seems to come out okay-ish then. But I need like a sponge thing. Have what on. Okay, so where? Oh. Hard to see it. Because of where it's located. I need to think about this. Mark, I made a mistake. That's funny. Look. Okay, let's get those shells, and honestly, I think we might call it. We got a lot with this. Honestly, it's been a fun challenge for it too. I might look at some other acrylic markers, because if I can get a nice gray, I could finish this with markers, which is the goal. Let me get the shells on the ground. Crash shell, quick. Oh, nice. Like the sculpture. Casing, whatever you want to. Like if I look at there for the base, they use just a gray rock. Although now that I look at the Weird Boy, his base, their Weird Boy, is different than the one I have. At least it looks... Wait, no, maybe it's the... I don't know. Now I'm confused. I'm very confused. Okay. Well, maybe it was working a little bit. That darker, the lighter one. We'll go over it, and then we will try our best to go over it with that brown right now. On the under $3 menu. Why is there a freaking ad playing? Ew. Very bad. I don't like advertisements. They're not very fun when I'm trying to have music in the background. And I'm doing a little bit extra sloppy on purpose and stuff with it because I'm trying. Trying to make do with these markers. We'll get as far as we can with the markers. So base certain colors, you definitely... Yeah, I also just don't... But I have a rough idea of how I want other orcs to look. I'll probably use some actual Citadel color. One time, I accidentally drank mixing water to clean your paintbrush. It was so gross. Battlefield War or something. Ooh, that'd be fun. It'd be, but I was trying to... I had 2 cups. This one's for mixing, this one's for drinking, and they were both water, and I wasn't looking. And first I dropped my brush into my drinking. I'm like, what, you know, that sucks. And then I'm like, I'll change it in a second. And then I go to drink, and I drink some of the mixed drink water. I'm like, ew! So I put it down, And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go dump this. And I think I got another drink at that point. Put it down and everything. And I start mixing. I'm like, need a drink. I grab the official Games Workshop Citadel plastic gray cup and not looking. And that thing has been mixed for a hot minute. And my face looked like the Weird Boys. I was just, I wanted to vomit. It was so gross. Whoa, you skip ads? That's funny. But yeah, it was not a fun time, to put it lightly. I don't always skip ads. I'm trying to have music for us on the live stream. I don't have Spotify. Actually, now that I look about this quote-unquote silver color, turns out kind of okay. I'm gonna reapply it to areas that I already like did. It kind of looks fine. Now that I'm looking at it more. Still leaving quote-unquote sloppy job. I could leave brown color. Yeah, that really does. Not even a lie. That actually turns out more okay than I thought. Very wrong. Okay. Oh, thank you for sharing the live. Hey, can't that be put? Yeah. Paint water. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I probably lost some brain cells that day. Let's just do that. Yeah, and in fact, it happened all on like the same day too. And I've caught myself from almost doing it again now because I'm like, not again. Again. Actually, that kind of looks okay. I would probably change the brown like for some black or some like another dirt color, like a tan or something. Might look really good there, but oh, that. I guess I could try. I need to touch up his feet anyway. I use. Yep, okay, let me touch up his feet. Got some extra color on there. I'm not doing his nails. And his fist got a little messed up. Let's fix that now. Sloppy Joes, like the burger sandwich, those are so. And one it's kind of sounds. I've had some bad ones though, but I've also had some really good ones. Weirdly enough, it was one of the times it's a school lunch generally, middle and high school, when we had Sloppy Joes. It was either gonna, like, they were usually really good, which is funny because sometimes the other those were absolutely awful. I mean, disgusting. Like, just terrible. Kind of depends. Okay, so I'm going to try to use some of the details here. I'm going to take the other one. If this works, I'll keep doing it. Otherwise, I'm not going to do that with it. It didn't fully work as interesting. I'm thinking light green. I think I can get the veins at least. Why did blue come out? Oh, because I used this on that one color. I was like, what the hell? That was really weird. Chicken bird. Ooh. I'm not going to put on some of these songs. Just saying, bro, is not going to make a change. Stick with the Warhammer. I'm almost done. That. We got. You're here. Here.
Imagine being able to build.
Seriously. I'm just going to go back to that older. We're near the end of this anyways. Go back to the Dark Tide. Where are you at? Disposal unit. Some funk. I'm gonna add one more poll on the red app. Not caps lock. Thank you. I always accidentally hit the caps lock all the time. Okay. That we got disposal unit. Great way to start ending the stream. Gotta love this. Such a good one from Dark Tide. Oh, I want to play Dark Tide now. It sounds so fun. But yeah, on the second channel, Gamer Delight, there will be some other more. No, I don't want to say chill streams, but not like special like as much. They're gonna be more casual, just like, hey, I want to play this game, I want to finish Mechanicus or whatever. Not we're sieging the city type of thing. And I'll put some personal stories there. But this channel's the main focus, so I'm just putting that out there. Keep in mind. Getting late, so I'm gonna go. All right, have a good one, Turk. Thanks for hanging out, by the way. It's been fun. Go insane for the. Yeah, I know. I'm going insane from the paint fumes. Okay, you got that. Okay. I think we're almost done. I'll show. You have a great day too, Turk. Thank you. No, thank you for your time. Thanks for hanging out. There we go. Here's what we've gotten. I don't know why the camera isn't auto-focusing. Really annoying. Let me try and cover, maybe? No, that didn't work. Okay, right here. Overall, I'd say it turned out fine. For using paint markers, for just using, like, markers and stuff, I'd say it turned out pretty good. Disposal unit's so good. I just want to get it into focus, but it's just not. I like how it looks. The Stockholm Syndrome started kicking. Oh, that's funny. That was a good one. Yeah, I think I need last touch-ups. Maybe I'd want to use some different tools, or I would need a paintbrush or something, or some like Q-tip to get some like little details here and there. But past that, I mean, it turned out pretty good. If I can get this. It's kind of thick on green. 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 Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it here. I think this is a good stopping point. And before I put it on the base, there'll be some little tiny details I might add, like some Knoll oil and stuff like that. I didn't do the darker green in those crevices. I might try later to trim this to an even finer point. That way I can actually try to get in there. No, sorry. Got some other stuff. I want to get that video out too. Which, keep an eye out for that guard video. That will be coming very soon. Oh, one spot I missed on his arm of touch-up. Bad. Okay. Definitely. Yes, there's two, actually. There. I might do some more touch-ups, but if I edit this down into a video, then there'll be some final changes. So keep an eye out. Like the final. What am I even saying? I don't even know. It'd be on a spinny table. I feel like there's something else I wanted to do with this thing before leaving. No, I think that's it. Okay. Well, this has been a lot of fun, honestly. There's 100% for yes. There's 2 votes for that on the poll on the red app. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Special thanks, obviously, to Turg, Barrow, Democratic for stopping, Marquis as well. Thank you very much for hanging out with us today. This has been a lot of fun. I do think I am going to end the stream here, so thank you all for watching, and I'm going to plan a community night soon. Make sure you join the Discord server, link in the description of, of the video. I'm losing my mind from paint fumes, so I'm going to head out. Thanks for watching, and bye! Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Leave it a like and subscribe for more. was gonna end it, but I saw people join last second before the cave. Here's the Ork. Very weird boy. He's a weird biker. Okay, that's actually finishing it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, hi Migs Gaming. Welcome. I'm ending it here. I just said hi because you Ork. So, bye.